I'm ever changing and always evolving, always trying new things. Thomas Rhett, American country singer and songwriter. All right. Welcome to another morning episode of the Liberty Dad Podcast, a discussion on politics and culture. If you're tuning in live, I want to thank you for giving me your time so early, especially since I'm not even really here. Nope, I'm not. Okay, here's what's going on. I am premiering this video, which means I pre-recorded it. In fact, right now it is almost 11 p.m. Sunday night. I am pre-recording this because in the morning, Friday, while you're watching it right now, I am preparing to take my little guy to school because my wife is out of town. So he's got to get there, but I wanted to make sure that there was a show for you. So I am putting in the time to make sure there's a show. Now, initially I thought, okay, well, it's Bill Review Monday. I should do a Bill review. And I promise you, I was really considering doing that. But then I was like, there's just, sometimes I want to put in a lot of time, and I had a lot going on with my wife gone. And so everything that she would normally assist me with, like taking care of our son, getting him to school, those kind of things. All those things landed on my shoulders. So I decided, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to talk about this idea that I've had. And I threw it by my producer, by the way, that Liberty lady. So make sure you say hello to her in the chat. But I was talking to her, and I made this joke about, I said, that chick that did 100 dudes in like one day? I talked about it on one of the prior episodes, but I was like, him or her? I was like, well, maybe I can do 100 Bill reviews in one show or one day or something like that, And she just kind of was like, okay. And so I thought about it. I kept thinking, see, this is the problem, folks. When I start thinking ideas, I'm like, a lot of times the ideas in my head, they're fabulous, amazing ideas. And what I'm about to tell you may or may not be a fascinating, amazing idea, but we'll see. So anyway, I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, well, 100 Bill reviews, like, that doesn't really seem like fun for anyone. Like, I would imagine law students, like judges and lawyers, I think they would tune out. They'd be like, dude, seriously, this is so boring and dry. So let me kind of back up and tell you what even brought me here in the first place. I have been thinking that, like, I wish the Bill reviews were a little bit less dry. I feel like they're kind of dry. And so I kind of wanted to keep them. I just wanted to do better. And so I was thinking about the Supreme Court Justice, he's since passed away, like 7 or 8 years ago, maybe, Antonin Scalia. He was well known for writing his opinions in a very colorful way. And I tried to hunt down the source for this, but I know I either read or I watched an interview where he was asked about it. And he said, I write them that way with the hope that people will read them. And I was like, wow, I just always found that amazing. And I mean, we're talking about the guy that would use words like jiggery-pokery in his writing, right? Like in his opinions. He would say things like, this is applesauce. He would just really liven up his writing. So anyway, I was like, there is inspiration there to make what could be or might be dry into something entertaining. And I was like, I got to figure out how to do this because I do Bill reviews and like nobody else is doing them that I know of. So it falls on my shoulders to not only continue doing them, but make them more interesting. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shift how I do things. What I'm going to do is on Mondays, I'm going to deliver a Bill review, but they're not going to be in the same manner. I'm going to spice them up somehow. I don't really know how just yet. I've got a few ideas that I'm kind of poking around, working with. I've been experimenting with some things, kind of on my downtime. And So I've got some ideas. I just haven't worked that out entirely. Come Monday, February 3rd, it's next Monday, I'm going to kick off this new era of bill reviews that are entertaining. I'm going to kick it off. I'm not going to do 100 bill reviews. I promise, folks. That would be intense. But I'm going to kick it off by doing 35. Now, you might say, DL 35? 35 sounds like a weird number. Like, how did you come to 35? So here is this article that I saw, and I've just kind of been, I've kind of had it in the back of my mind. If you're looking at the screen, that woman's just part of the ad. I couldn't get rid of the ads on this, but that's okay. So this article is titled, Governor Whitmer Signs 35 Bills into Law. And the title goes, the bills range from new public education requirements to regulating peer-to-peer car sharing programs in the state, right? And then there's a picture of Governor Whitmer. And this came out January 22nd of this year. Okay, folks? So January 22nd, 13 News on your side, they reported that Governor Whitmer signed 35 bills into law. Now, on this particular article, they actually kind of summarize all 35 of them. Like, you scroll down and read it, and they've got it summarized. So what I'm going to do next Monday, I'm going to kick off, and this is just for the kickoff, I'm going to kick off doing bill reviews better than I have before, with entertainment. And I will try to make it funny, not dad jokes, because that'll ruin it all, because I'm not good at them. Like, you might think, oh, you're a dad. You've been a dad for like 5 years. You got some dad jokes. I struggle in that department. I really do. And in fact, I actually struggle making prepared humor. So what I'm telling you is, like, I'm kind of like putting myself out there and saying, guess what, folks? I'm going to do something radically new and different and way better, and it's not going to fail. Or it might, but obviously I wouldn't do it to fail. So the goal is not to. But I'm putting myself out there to kind of like telling you, like, this is going to happen, and it could flop. It could flop like a terrible movie, at the theater. And so I'm kicking it off by doing 35 bill reviews. Now, what happens next Monday won't be how we go forward necessarily. It's just to have a little bit of fun and to kind of break the ice, make some really thick ice and then try to break it. So that's what I'm going to be doing next Monday. And, I'm kind of experimenting with this show actually right now. So I'm pre-recording, but I am not doing any editing. And so, it probably comes across just like if I were doing the show live. But what I wanted to do is a kind of experiment on some changes that I've made. So I've got a couple video intermission videos and outro videos and stuff like that. So what I want you to do is I'm going to play my little intermission, and then you just watch, and then you can throw it there in the comments, and you can be like, yeah, that was pretty good. That turned out pretty well. Or you could be like, no, that's terrible. It stinks. So, and hopefully all the controls are all set up correctly, because things happen. So we will see how this all plays out, and here we go.
What's up, Solutionaries? Maj Toure here, founder of Black Guns Matter and the Solutionary Center. We offer basic firearms classes, conflict resolution, and a whole host of other skill sets that are beneficial to our communities all around America. We're able to do these classes because of your voluntary donations. We don't accept government funds. The people that choose to pay it forward to remove the financial barrier to entry are choosing to do so voluntarily. So you can support at GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. Give it whatever level you can afford to do. Repost the content. Let folks know that we have a community to save, and we have to do it ourselves together. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. Be safe, be solutionary.
Hey, Liberty fam, do me a favor. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button to my channel. And for the really serious folks out there, I want you to hit that bell so that you never miss an episode. By the way, if you want to support the show, head over to libertydad.locals.com and sign up. For $5, you can be part of this show. There, I'll engage supporters of the show. We'll discuss topics that you want me to talk about, response videos that you would like to see, or anything related to the show. And I'll even have a monthly subscribers only episode. By the way, I'm always looking for dads to join me for Dad Talk. That's my series where I invite everyday dads on to talk about what's important to them in the context of being a dad. No argument, no debate, and dads choose the topic. It's my way of raising dad voices. If you're a dad or you know a dad who has something to say, let's get connected. Episodes air live on Friday mornings or Friday evenings, whichever works best for dads. All right, let's get back to the show. Hey, we're back. Check that out. That wasn't too bad. That actually went pretty well, although there was a bit of a gap between the two videos, and that's because for whatever reason the automatic programming that I've got set up here to play one, and then when it finishes, play the next one, it messed up, or I did something wrong. So I'll be working on that. But let me know what you think. That will be the video going forward for our intermission. I'll also have some other ones as I come across organizations that I want to sponsor, or maybe not sponsor, but like, I want to showcase to you and let you know about and say, hey, here's some organizations that are worth your time. They're worth your money. So go check those out. All right. So we're going to be doing new bill reviews. I want to tell you something else. I mentioned a while back, I don't remember which episode it was, but I mentioned a while back that I had considered getting a costume, like that little bill review costume, and updating my bill review video. But it was like $90. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to spend $90 just so I can make like a 30-second video. Like that just, like that doesn't seem like a wise, being a wise steward of money. So I opted not to do that. But I am getting a bill review plushie, and he's going to be with me in the bill reviews going forward. So that's going to be cool. That's not everything that I'm doing. I've got some other things that I'm doing, and I was going to try to play one. Like, I got a video, and I was going to try to play it, and it's just not ready yet. But I'm working on it. I've got an idea in mind. So, on how we're going to get this. So, anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys, like, I wanted to show up. I wanted to give you an episode. I know it's not a huge amount of, like my normal, like, give you a bunch of information, lay it all out, show you all the research that's done, give you some links and stuff like that, and maybe make some good arguments. I know it's none of that. It's just a simple episode just to kind of say, hey, make sure to mark in your calendars. We're going to have fun on February 3rd. And then after February 3rd, every Monday, you're going to want to tune in because I'm going to do bill reviews, and I'm going to keep them entertaining. And if at any time you're like, yeah, this is still dry and boring, by all means, tell me, because I'm going to be shifting on a dime. Okay. And what I want to do is not only if you tune in, I want you to be like, wow, that was kind of interesting. Right. But I want you to kind of feel like, hey, 7:30 in the morning, this is worth my attention. But then more than that, what I want you to be able to do is when there's conversations about bills, I want you to be able to point to my show and know that it's going to be interesting enough to keep all of your friends' attention. So that's the goal here, folks. And I'm leaning on you to help me out. So, give me thumbs up, give me thumbs down. Tell me, what I was doing, stunk, or whether it was kind of amusing, or ways that you might think that I could do better. And I'm going to implement them, and I will be changing, how they say, fail early, fail often, something like that, fail upward. I don't know. But if it's not going well, I'm going to be shifting and changing. So what that also means is in the next week or two, I'm probably going to make shorter videos. I'm going to stream for a shorter amount of time. And the reason for that is I'm going to kind of bring up some old stuff and I don't want to say reinvent them, but I've got some podcasts from way, 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 way back in the early days. And I think they're good to recycle through and talk about again, but talk about in the context of what's going on today. So like several of those videos, the next 3 videos that you're going to see this week are going to be about what I consider are the 3 pillars of libertarianism. I'm going to go over that again. I'm going to bring them up. I did them in I think when I did those, I was in like the double digits for podcasts. I think they were like episodes like 50 or something like that. So, now I'm on like 400 and, almost 450. So I'm like, these fundamental things are good to talk about on a regular basis because we want people to understand exactly what libertarianism is and what it isn't. And what is the foundation? Why do libertarians believe the way they be? Why are they so difficult sometimes, right? Aside from maybe the personality, but what is it about their philosophy that makes them so hard-nosed and difficult sometimes? And so we're going to go over that. And then, maybe in another 400 episodes, I'll do it again. Maybe there'll be new topics, that I can, use to illustrate. So in the next 3 days, I will be redoing those, and then I'll have a dad talk on Friday, and then probably next week I'll do something similar, or just keep it easy so that we can make this transition and I can really focus on these bill reviews, because I want to make sure that when you listen to a bill review, you actually want to tell people about it. You want to be like, dude, you got to listen to that. This dude's crazy, but he made some good points. I mean, hopefully you say both of those, not just the first one. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I enjoyed it. And then one last thing for you to check out and let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this episode informative and inspiring. Be sure to catch me Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. for an informed discussion on politics and culture. Make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, or if you prefer my Rumble channel, you can go to youtube.libertydad.com, or you can go to rumble.libertydad.com. While you are there, let me know how I'm doing by leaving me a comment. You can also become part of the community by heading over to libertydad.locals.com. Remember, if you're a champion of liberty, your business is people and your product is liberty. I want you to have a great week. Catch you next time. But for now, I'm out.